Yo, what is up, Crockxen Clan members, Poke fans, and others who've stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen here with another episode review of Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra Adventures. I'm sorry for the impromptu, position you're in right now, right? And, my room is a mess right now because I'm getting ready to, I'm packing my stuff because tomorrow I will be leaving to go back home to Puerto Rico. Super excited about that, but that's not what this video is about, right? So today I don't even know how to say this. I really like this episode. If not for the fact that I feel like it was a better handled story than what the games gave us. Because in the games, Lusamine is a psycho. She's crazy. She's got all these problems, right? She only thinks about herself, and she just wants to deal with the Ultra Beast, and she just wants to get there, and blah, blah, blah. In the anime, she freaking, oh my gosh, she is like a mother of the year, I swear. I love when, see, this is one of those things, it felt like a generic type of, shonen anime where a parent figure or like somebody really close to the character sacrifices themselves to save them. Bruh, Pokemon literally pulled one of those. I cannot believe, the typical thing we get when it comes to something like that is one of Ash's Pokemon's gonna get hurt, so Ash jumps in the way, or a Pokemon's falling off a skyscraper, and then Ash jumps off to try to catch them. That's the closest we get in terms of Pokemon as a series. But this is the first time we've had a human character do something that would, in a way, put themselves in harm's way for another human character. I don't think we've ever seen that in the series before, besides maybe when Misty tried to save Ash from drowning. But I mean, that's not really putting herself in danger. She's a water trainer, so she's used to the water. I don't know. This one was legit, putting your life on the line to save somebody else. And this is from parent to child. This is something that we see a lot in shonen animes. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. I cannot believe Pokemon did this, but I want to say I love this version of the story to the one we got in Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon was trash. I know people don't like hearing me say that, but I just have to state the facts. From my point of view, Sun and Moon as a game, as a story, was really lackluster. I think this is the first time in the history of the anime where I sat back and said, you know what? The anime's version of the story, it's better than the story in the game. I'm actually surprised that I'm saying this to you right now. I have never felt about the anime this way, right? There's definitely plenty of series I've enjoyed. The Hoenn Saga I freaking loved. Black and White I really enjoyed. The original saga, the Johto Saga, Diamond and Pearl, to an extent. The game storyline, even though it's kind of bad, it's still better than what the anime gave us. A lot of these little nuances, but this is the first time I can sit here and say, you know what? They pulled that story off better in the anime than in the game. As I've mentioned in the past, they really are pushing Faba to be the villain here, which I guess the way they're setting it up, I like it and I prefer it that way because it gives Lusamine the role of the caring mother, which is kind of what I was hoping from her, to be honest. I don't like whack job crazy Lusamine from the games. This Lusamine is a million times better than the one from the game. Hands down, this Lusamine is the best version of Lusamine we could have probably ever gotten. So I'm kind of okay. I actually feel okay with having Faba be the villain here, because if you're able to have him be the driving factor for Lily, Lusamine, and Gladian's storyline, then by all means, go for it, because you have sold this for me. I cannot believe, I almost cried in a Pokemon episode since fucking, I don't even remember. I'm really hard trying to think. I don't think I have cried for anything Pokemon related since back when Jessie, I want to say around the time that Jessie released her freaking Dustox. I think that's the last time I was like, damn, that's rough. I think that's the last time I had a decently strong feelings of emotion and kind of teary-eyed since the Pokemon anime. I'm trying to think. I think that might have been the last time. Either that, I don't remember which one came first or which one came later. Whether it was that one or James leaving Chimecho and Mime Jr. First, actually, Chimecho I think came out first. Mime Jr. was second. I don't remember which one of those came last, but whichever one of those, that's the last one. I think I cried, or at least got teary-eyed in the Pokemon anime. But I love Lusamine in this episode. She was kind of I thought she was going to turn. I was very, very concerned about that. I was really hoping they were going to pull that, because they could have easily done that. Because, Nihilego shows up right? And then Lusamine's like, oh my gosh, it's an Ultra Beast, and she gets super excited for it. And I was like, please don't do it, please don't do it. I literally like felt it in my gut that she was gonna do it, and then she doesn't do it. She gets pissed at Faba and said, turn the machine off, get out of here. She jumps in the way when Nihilego comes, because what ends up happening is that Lily's freaked out because it's the Pokemon that grabbed her before, right? She gets freaked out, so Lusamine goes to protect her, and then Gladion gets in the way, right? He gets in front of them, and before Nihilego can grab Gladion, Lusamine pushes him out of the way for her to get kidnapped. And I was like, dude, this is what I wanted to see. I'm so glad they went this route, because if they had done the whole, she turns to be like, oh my gosh, it's an Ultra Beast, she gets like fully engulfed with it, and then all that other stuff, I would have been pissed, like just legit, because they have been doing so well with her arc and the way she's been portrayed, that for her to turn to her Kane counterpart, I'm really excited to see what's going to come in the future. Team Rocket was like legit. Look, okay. Team Rocket didn't even mess with the gang this time. I don't want them to interact with the Ash and the gang if it's not necessary. And this is one of those times where they did it right. Again, these last 2 episodes, they have done so well with Team Rocket, it's not even funny. Because what ends up happening is that they actually try to stop Faba from taking Nebby. Granted, they were going to take it for themselves, but they were in no way interacting with the gang, right? This was just Team Rocket versus Faba, and that's the way I want them. If you're going to give me Team Rocket, have them trying to have like a rivalry with the opposing villains, because it makes them look like, gives them the chance to shine by themselves. Because if you have them interact with Ash and the gang, besides the one time in the Sun and Moon arc where they beat Ash, they have done nothing worth noting, right? In this way, by having them interact with the villains, right? Attacking Faba, trying to stop Faba, taking Nebby, and then the interaction that they had the last episode, that helps you sell Team Rocket as a threat to these people. Granted, they failed, but the fact that they were at least an obstacle for Faba for at least a short period of time shows them as a somewhat potential issue in the future. But other than that, like, this episode was great. I really liked it. I actually am okay with them using Faba as a villain, because it helped flesh out Lusamine, which is the only thing I could have asked for the Sun and Moon anime. Because if I know I'm gonna get flack for this, because I've been dealing with it recently again. People are talking about the characters, they're the same as the games. Nah, fuck that. None of these characters act like they are in the games, because in the games they don't do anything. Gladion is the only one that somewhat got a little bit of development, but the problem with the Gladion in the games is the fact that he's stuck to Team Skull. Like, he's branded as a Team Skull member, which is just whatever. Like, he battles you every once in a while, but doesn't really progress his story. And then Lily's just there. At the end of the game, from what I've heard, Lily leaves. Like, she doesn't even do anything. You end up taking the thing that's been with her the entire game from her, and then she just leaves. Like, I don't know. And then Lusamine doesn't even get a resolve. I don't know, man. And then none of the trial captains act the way they do in the games, because they're all like one note, boring ass characters in the games, but in here they're able to flesh out and do crazy stuff. Kiawe was a boss in this episode too, because this man was jumping ropes with a Marowak. They were in sync. They were doing great. Now, before, I know that I don't usually like to do this and end on a negative note. There's only one problem I had with this episode. It's kind of irrelevant, but I just want to point it out because it is something that kind of bugged me, and it happened in the beginning of the episode. You know, remember how I said I really hope they don't push this Lily thing too much? Well, they ended up pushing this Lily thing too much. Not like later half is fine. I have no problem with how they handled Lusamine, Lily, and Gladion and that whole stuff that happened. My biggest issue is the fact that Lily started touching Pokemon again last episode. She was able to touch Silverly. She was able to touch Snowy again, and she was able to touch Pikachu. That's fine. But when you just suddenly come back the next episode and she's literally grabbing every single Pokemon in the classroom, it just feels like, oh, okay, so basically all that stuff that happened before doesn't even matter. The slow progress that we had going was like perfect, right? Because you can make that, like, obviously it was a little slow in certain spots. Like, she could have definitely been dealing with more Pokemon to try to help her, you know, to get over her fear. But it's like you had her lose her ability to touch Pokemon one episode. She regains it the next episode, and then the episode right after that, you just shove every Pokemon in her face, and she's just whatever with it. I think they could have handled that a little bit better, but like I said, it's also so minute that it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to say that, throw it out there for you guys to know. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow, obviously, like I said, I'm going to be going back to Puerto Rico, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch the episode or make the review for it, for that matter. If anything, I might upload the episode on Sunday when I get back home, because I'm not going home tomorrow because we're staying at the other house because I'm going to get there. It's too late for us to drive. So we're leaving the next day. So I'm going to see if I can make the video Sunday and then upload it Sunday, and then the series is going to go weekly from now on, which is great because it's really going to give me a little bit of a break, because recording episode reviews daily is really tiring. That's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comment section below. I've been SoresanCrockxen, and I will see you guys in future videos.